Here we have the most American cut of beef to smoke. And even though these two are not American, this is Argentinian beef, brisket is considered to be the holy grail for smoking. In this experiment, we're going to be cooking these two beauties in two different ways. The first one, as you might already know, will be smoking the Weber grill. And the other one will be our controller. We'll be smoking this one on the pellet grill that we already know does a great job. And now that we know the entire idea, let's begin the process. And what is the first thing you do to prepare a brisket? Good answer. We're going to be trimming the fat cap of this brisket and leave only about a 1/4 inch of fat on the top. But as you can see, these babies come already pretty cut up and trimmed up, looking really good, ready to go. So all we have to do now is put the spices on it. I wouldn't call this way of smoking the authentic Texas style, even though we're going to try to keep it as close as possible. Besides, I'm going to be going a little bit out of the box here and using mayo as the binder.
I recently tried some smoked meat from my friend Captain Brown, and I was impressed by the flavors, and the only thing he did different was to use mayo as the binder.
I know you might be saying that some people add binders into the briskets and they still call it Texas style brisket. But the reality is that Texas style brisket do not ask for any binders on the brisket at all. Well, getting back to our briskets here, as you can see, I covered entirely of the briskets with a little coat of mayo. Not too much, just a little bit. And of course, if you don't like mayo or you're allergic to mayo, yellow mustard would be a great replacement for it. Now, let's go for the rub.
On the rub, we will keep it as kosher as we can. I mean, Texas kosher. I will create the rub by mixing salt and pepper. That is 40% salt, 60% pepper. And it's been recommended many times to use coarse salt and pepper for this rub, so that's what we're doing here. And once the mix is ready, it is time to add them to the brisket, making sure every section of the meat is covered by the rub. I mean, if you leave any little piece of the meat with no rub, it's not a big deal, but try to cover it as much as you can. And now we will cover the bases.
As you can see, until now, both of the briskets have been treated the same. The only difference will be the way we cook them. Now we're going to put them in the fridge for about 8 hours until tomorrow.
The pellet smoker works by heating a cooking chamber where air circulates, heating the food via convection.
Good morning, everyone.
And here we have the Weber grill. This is where I cook most of my things. Being a grill and not a smoker can be a little bit challenging to smoke a whole brisket in it.
The smell on these things is amazing. I can tell you right now, you can get drunk by smelling that bag. Smell like bourbon, like whiskey. Really intense flavor. I love it. This is gonna be great for the Weber. Oh.
When smoking on the Weber, make sure you only add light up charcoal in one corner of the slow and sear.
Now we're going to add a little bit of this bourbon wood to the charcoal. And I want to put it on top of the fire and also outside of the fire, so whenever the fire gets there, it's going to start burning too, and it's going to be awesome.
The pellet smoker will be cooking at 250 degrees, and we will keep the Weber at the same temperature. The Weber temperature will fluctuate up and down a little bit, but if you keep an eye on the vents, you can control it pretty well. And to control the meat temperature, we will be using these nice wireless thermometers. No sponsor. Any other thermometer will work. To make them work the best, just center them in the thickest part of the brisket and set the alarm for 165 degrees. The briskets will stay in the smoker until the internal temperature gets to about 165 degrees. At that point, the rub must be set and the meat jiggling a little bit. That is the right time to get to the second part of smoking.
Alright, the temperature got to 165 degrees. That's exactly what we're looking for, and it is time to remove it. Of course, the one that got there first was the one in the pellet grill. The other one's still going. I don't mind at all. I know it's going to take a little bit longer because the control there is not that accurate. And you have to play a little bit with the temperature in order to have it right. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use these gloves here. And on top of them, I'm going to use the latex gloves so I don't get these dirty, the white ones. And then remove the brisket from the grill, put it on top of the table, and then we're gonna wrap it. And here you have it. It's all wrapped up. We're gonna put it back on the grill and let it be there until it hit about 205 degrees. That's the whole idea with this thing. Well, it's been about half an hour after the other one was ready. This one became ready. Remember, put your gloves on. Let's work this out. As you can see, the wrap is set. The brisket is jiggling. And now I have a few bigger pieces of paper here. We're gonna wrap this baby with this paper. Right now is a good time to check everything, that everything is working perfectly. You have enough charcoal, you still have water in your slow and sear, all those little things. Don't worry about the wood right now. All we need is heat. With the paper, wrapping the paper, the smoke is not gonna get into the meat, so we're not really gonna use any more smoke or flavors from the smoke. That's all we're gonna do. I will see you in about 3 hours, baby. 3 hours. See ya. I almost forgot to tell you, we're gonna let it go all the way to 206 degrees. But I'm not gonna take it out after that. I'm just gonna prove it and make sure that it's good. At 206 degrees, we're gonna be really close to be done. And again, that will take about 3 hours. My thermometer just told me that this baby is at 206 degrees. So it is time for us to open it up and poke it a little bit just to see how tender it is.
Poke your brisket with something thin, in this case a pen thermometer, and make sure it is tender to the poke. The more tender, the better, and once it is like this, you are ready to go.
And after poking it a few times, we know it's already ready because the thermometer can go in and out with no resistance at all. So it is time to take it out and put it to rest. Now remember, that brisket is gonna be really hot, so use gloves. Don't get burned, it's not worth it. Now, how do you rest this brisket? Really simple. If you have any cooler, that's the main thing for it. You just put it into the cooler and let it rest for at least 1 hour. Some people cover them with a towel, that's also a good idea, and then put it into a cooler. Now me, I have these boxes here, which are the ones that came with the meat, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them inside because foam is an amazing insulation. It won't let the heat escape out. The brisket is gonna have time to rest and it's gonna be the perfect resting. So let's put it into the box and let's keep it waiting for the other one to be ready. Now I'm gonna put it to the side, nothing complicated. You can put it anywhere. It doesn't really matter as long as it's away from the little animals. You know, Mr. Jojo will eat this thing by itself. So let's keep it away from him. Okay, Jonathan, give it a try and let me know what do you think.
I have to let you know, I have almost a year waiting for this moment. Very soft, very juicy, and very delicious.
So from 1 to 10, what do you give it?
It has to be a 10.
Has to be a 10? Yes. Okay, we have Miss Jissy here. She's gonna give it a good try. All right, Jissy, tell me, what do you think? How do you like it? You like it a lot? You like it more or less?
No, I like it a lot.
All right, from 1 to 10, what do you give
15.
15? Oh my goodness. Let me get this one here.
Look at all the juices.
Look at this, guys. This is the way it should go.
That's a proper finger test.
All right, Miss Seña, let's give it a good try real quick. Let's go.
Wow. Ninja.
Wow.
You are the man.
Let me tell you something. That pellet grill for a brisket It's amazing. But now, we're
Amazing.
coming out with the other one, the one that we made in the Weber.
Wow.
Let's go for that one. And here we have what we all been waiting for. Let's get this baby out of here. All right, Jonathan, we have to try the other one now, and you have to tell me which one you like better, okay? That's the whole idea here.
Okay, let me see.
Give it a good bite.
I don't know what to say.
Do you find any difference?
Honestly, I like both, but this one I like a little better.
So
It's
this
more-
one,
it's a little more tasty than the first one.
from 1 to 10.
This one, the first one was a 10. This is an 11.
There you go. All right, GC, your honest opinion, okay?
It's better than the first one. The same. You like the
it
first one
than the
better?
other one?
I like that one better.
You like the first one better. There we go. We have some
It's
arguments
good.
here.
But that one is better.
All right, Miss Ninja, here we have the other one.
Oh my God, and I'm so full.
We should give it. Shall we give it the finger test?
Another finger test?
Let's give another finger test. I like the finger test.
Ninja!
Look at this, Miss Ninja. Ah!
Oh my God.
It's falling apart.
It is falling apart, literally.
Let's go for
Let's
it.
go.
Oh.
You know what? I think this one is even more tender than the other one.
Do you feel something different there?
I do.
What do you feel?
Is that the thingy?
The thingy. That
Little
will be the
thingy?
wood that we put on it. It's
man, that's-
amazing.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed with those little thingy wood. Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this, guys.
Oh.
I like them both. I like this one a little bit better
Mm-hmm.
because of the flavor of the wood. But the main point is, yes, you can cook brisket in your Weber kettle. And it's amazing. Compared to the controller, it's even a little bit better. But it's because of the wood. I mean, remember, we are not being sponsored by those people. I don't even know who they are. That was a present somebody gave me.
And if you're there, give us a call.
You can give us a call if you like it. So that's the whole idea. Testing this thing, making sure that we can do and cook something this good in the Weber. And yes, you can. And yes, it is amazing. Now, let me ask you something. Did we make you hungry?
Did we?
If we made you hungry, you have to hit us with the like.
Lots and lots of likes.
Subscribe to the channel, share with your friends
Yes,
and
do
family,
so.
and leave your comments down there. What I did wrong, what I didn't do. Tell me everything down there because I'm not a master at this thing. I'm learning with you guys, and I just wanted to try and see if we can make it in the Weber.
Oh, yeah.
That's all for today, but remember that I love you.
Love you too. Thanks for watching and see you the next Friday.
Let's eat some brisket.